Chairman Raskin, Ranking Member Mace, and members of the committee, thank you for the invitation to participate in today's hearing. My name is Deepa Padmanabha, and I am Deputy General Counsel for Greenpeace USA, one of the leading organizations exposing global environmental problems and promoting solutions that are essential to a green, just, and peaceful future. I am pleased to have the opportunity to discuss attacks on free speech in the form of strategic lawsuits against public participation, or SLAPs. I walked through the doors of Greenpeace 11 years ago because I truly believed in its mission. I never could have imagined that a few years later, my career would become dedicated to protecting our fundamental right to free speech. In May of 2016, Greenpeace USA was hit with its first SLAP suit filed by Resolute Forest Products, one of Canada's largest logging companies, alleging damages of $100 million for publicly challenging the company's forestry practices. And not long after, in 2017, we were hit with a very similar suit brought by Energy Transfer, the company behind the Dakota Access Pipeline, claiming $300 million in damages for allegedly orchestrating the resistance at Standing Rock. At issue in both lawsuits was our right to make the public aware of business practices that we believe are harmful to both our health and our planet. What made these lawsuits different from previous SLAPs was the use of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, a law that was designed to go after the mafia. These companies were trying to equate advocacy work to protect our planet with organized crime. And the similarity between the lawsuits was no coincidence. It was the same lawyers behind both suits who had indicated they were shopping this tactic around. It was clear that these corporations were trying to send a message to small groups, activists, and anyone and everyone with a voice. Watch out, or you could be next. We knew we had to fight these lawsuits head on because their implications reached well beyond Greenpeace. The fundamental right to speak out, organize, resist, and show solidarity across movements was under threat. Our First Amendment right to free speech was in jeopardy. Smaller groups could be sued into silence by the mere filing of a suit of this magnitude, which is the precise intention behind this tactic. We quickly realized that we were not alone in this fight. Groups across issue areas, from the environment to labor to human rights and beyond, came together to send a message that when you go after one of us, you go after all of us. That was the birth of Protect the Protest, a coalition that was created to fight back against the use of SLAPs. While we successfully got RICO thrown out of both lawsuits, these corporations continue to pursue whatever claims they can to consume our resources and distract us from our work to protect the planet and its people. They also use other SLAP tactics, including third-party subpoenas, to go after small groups and individuals. The costs associated with these lawsuits are a drop in the bucket for these communities, but they are an existential threat to public watchdogs who play a critical role in our society. So here we are, more than 6 years from when the first SLAP was filed against us, still forced to invest time and resources into these legal battles that otherwise would have been used to protect communities and the environment from toxic pollution and the existential threat of climate change. While our window to fight the climate crisis continues to shrink, we have to fight these suits head on because the voices of those who protect our planet and our communities cannot be silenced. Whether you support or oppose our positions, it is non-negotiable that Greenpeace and everyone else has a right to freely discuss, criticize, and/or denounce practices that impact our health and our livelihoods. That is what the First Amendment guarantees. SLAPs put that healthy debate on ice. Corporations with deep pockets can effectively buy freedom from criticism by censoring their opponents. Now is a critical moment for Congress to act and introduce federal anti-SLAP legislation. 32 states in the District of Columbia have enacted common sense anti-SLAP legislation, and all were introduced in a bipartisan or nonpartisan fashion. While federal legislation might not put an end to all SLAPs, it would be a significant step towards becoming a nation of justice, where our fundamental right to speak truth to power is protected. Thank you.